Okay, guys, we are heading out for a Monday round of calls. I got 3 calls today. I already went to one of them. It was a quote on a new system. The guy's got like a 25-year-old heat pump, and he just thinks it's inefficient. And can we get him up and going with something more efficient? I said, yeah, we can. Let me go take a look at your system. We get out on the side of the house, and the heat pump would be, easy enough to change out. But the air handler up in the attic is in a super crammed spot. Like if you've ever put an air handler together or a furnace together up in an attic where there was, no room to even kneel down in the, somewhat upright. This one, you're gonna be putting it all together, kneeling down, hunched over, and probably enlarge and return, take the unit in and out through the new return. So after a while, I just kind of got to the point where I'm like, I tell you what, sir, honestly, just being straightforward with you, this job's like a little bit too much for me. I just did a big job down the street at his neighbor's house, and so he saw me do that job, and I just told him that, that it's too much, it's just a little bit too much for me. I'm a small one-man crew, and if there was a little bit more space available, I'd be interested in doing it, but I'm a 40-year-old man, and sometimes install is a young man's job, and some young men need to get up there and do that job. So, yeah. I just got quoted by Slakey Brothers, $500 for R22. Yeah, $500 for a bottle of R22. Will we ever get to a point where we just stop buying R22? Like when it gets up to $1,000 a jug, are we as technicians going to buy that and sell that, still, or are we going to eventually get into the, we're like, sir, yeah, it's $200 a pound now, so, I could offer you a replacement refrigerant, and we can go from there. Is that the point we're going to get to? I know some of us are already there, but this is crazy. It's a real pinch right now with the R22. I'm heading over to AC tune-up right now. Some folks called me up, and last week it got pretty warm, up in the 80s, and this week it's actually a little drizzly. But she said, hey, can you come out? How much for an AC tune-up? So $75. Come out and do an AC tune-up for them. Go through their system, purge their drain lines out, make sure everything's safe for their families, safe for the house. See if there's anything I can notice that might make their system a little bit more efficient, make it last longer. These are things I like to come exposed to the homeowner. Some things they didn't even know. That there's the homeowner that doesn't even know they're supposed to change their filter. But let alone if a guy has a system up in the attic, about like condensate safety switches and compressor start kits for outdoor units and stuff like that. I like to bring all that stuff to their attention, try to explain it in a real down-to-earth way, see if they go for it, and if they do, it makes me feel better knowing that that we're going to make their system run better or be safer for their house, things like that. I call those condensate safety switches sheetrock insurance. Yes, so you can buy this little switch for $125. I'll go up there and put it up on your condensate pan for you. Or someday, if the system were to ever overflow and come down onto your sheetrock, you could just pay a couple grand then. And a lot of people get it. They say, yeah, that's That's like next to nothing for some sheetrock insurance. And then after that, I have a third call in Orangevale. We're going to head over to a guy's house. He says a company came out, a large company in the area came out and said that their heat exchanger is not cracked yet, but that there are ripples on the heat exchanger, and that the heat exchanger is very labor intensive to change out, blah blah blah. I'm a big company. I have many managers working for me who making $100,000 a year. We have to pay their salaries. You need a new system. And so he called me up and said, hey, here's what I got, blah blah blah, and can you come out? So I said, you want a second opinion? You want a real opinion from somebody who doesn't have 1,000 managers to pay? He's like, yeah, that would be great. So we're gonna go out there. He's gonna pay me $75 to go through his system and see if there's anything safety-wise going on with his system on his heat exchanger. So I'm gonna check it out. Looks like it's supposed to rain around noon, and that appointment's at 1. So we shall see if I can get it in. Hopefully I can get it in today. So I'm gonna try and get some video on all this today, and stay tuned. Hopefully I do get some video. All right, guys. Alright, we got a 13-year-old train, and a guy called me up and said that his maintenance company, the big company in town, one of the big companies, said that his heat exchanger had some ripples in it. So I just checked the whole heat exchanger. It is intact, and I don't see any cracking. So looks like we have a salesman on our hands, not a technician. So I'm gonna let him know that it's important to keep the maintenance up on his system. He's got some dark spots, but if we just keep an eye on it as the years go by, that should be safe enough. It's not time to change the heat exchanger out. It hasn't failed, and it's definitely not time to change their system out. Okay guys, so that's it for the calls today, and I'm gonna head on home. So as you could tell on that last call with the heat exchangers, the heat exchanger, I didn't see anything that warranted a replacement of the heat exchanger or changing a system out, which is what the other company was telling him he needed to do. I guess they had also told him that the contactor was pitted and burning, and that it was arcing and could cause a fire. What else they were saying? They're saying there's what appears to be an oil stain on the evaporator coil, and that could cause that could be a sign of a leak. Recommend replacing system. That right there, guys, is the whole reason why I got away from the big guys in town. I was working for the big guys, and now I'm a small company. More like the pressure that you were under to turn over systems for replacement, the pressure you were under to constantly upsell and sell add-ons. I understand the need for add-ons, and I sell them. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, there are things that can help your system last longer, be safer, make it more efficient, etc., etc. But there are some things, guys, that, you know, like if there's a couple little pits on the contactor, that's not ready to be changed out yet. You know, like, would I change it out if it was my system? No. Would you change it out if it was your system? And would you pay $250 to do that? Probably not. So I don't know. If you wouldn't do it at your house, then I wouldn't go doing it at somebody else's house just to make you look better. Or is it just a game that people like playing? I don't like playing that game. I got a heart. So, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's raining cats and dogs now. So, whether I like it or not, I'm done. Went over and got my compressor and my fan motor for the job tomorrow. I got some 407C, because it's a PoE compressor. So I'm going to install that. It's on a heat pump, so I'm really hoping the performance of the 407C works well. But other than that, I think that's it. I'm going to go grab me some lunch, and see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.